the highest tech material available in armoring these passenger vehicles. We're able to produce a car that is completely protected. Roof, floor, pillar post, glass areas everywhere.
One company leading the charge into the armored passenger vehicle arena is International Armoring Corporation, a company founded on a simple principle: build the most advanced armored passenger vehicles in the world. Since 1993, they've armored over 6,000 cars and trucks, including some of the most divine vehicles on the planet. But no car is too small to be made safe.
There are some models that are much more conducive to armoring. A Volkswagen Beetle is not a good car to armor, but we have done one of those.
A key ingredient to the company's success at building top-of-the-line armored cars: make sure the finished car can get away fast.
This isn't really like the movies. They don't chase you down the street shooting at you. They usually have a fixed area where they do this attack. If you can get out of that fixed area, your likelihood of surviving increases tremendously.
At International Armoring Corporation, the teams nearly stripped a new car to bare metal, the first step in building a bulletproof speeding fortress. But the only thing left to pull is one of the most complex: the dashboard.
We do things to these cars that would scare a professional mechanic to death. No mechanic will ever gut out a car like the way that we do.
With so many different configurations from one car model to the next, even the most experienced crew can run into trouble. The team's attempt to pull the dash has hit a snag, literally.
Can you pop the speaker out?
Kind of pull back on the dash a little bit, see if we can see it. We're still pretty solid, George. Okay. We got the big bolts down the sides undone. Sometimes there's a hidden bolt. Just look for that last bolt to get this thing out of there. We're close. We just got that last one.
Oh, it's already out.
When the factory assembles these cars, all the pieces, the doors are not here. They put that dash in when the vehicle's rolling down the assembly line, and they have lots of space. And they'll put that dash in about 6 pieces. Our challenge is to take that dash out in 1 piece and put it back in 1 piece.
I find another ball inside the tunnel. I need another one.
Found one, now we gotta find it.
With the final bolt out, the team removes the dash, leaving the SUV almost completely gutted.
We don't like to show that to our clients at that time because they kind of get panicked. They want to say, "What did you do to my car?"
The next step, armor installation, adding bullet-resistant materials to create a nearly impenetrable shell. An armored car's first line of defense is ballistic steel. For its thickness, nothing's better at stopping bullets.
Typically, if you're going to get a rough shot on an SUV or a sedan, it's going to be from a bridge or it's going to be from a window. So anytime you're getting an angle shot or a distance shot, the velocity of your round's going to change. So that's how we can get away with using lighter armoring materials in the top opposed to using steel.
The result? A vehicle body set to block bullets and blasts. It's an assurance of safety critical to threatened civilians and law enforcement. One of International Armoring's biggest fans, their local SWAT team. Meet Ogden, Utah's finest, the Metro SWAT team. Special weapons and tactics are called in only when things get really ugly. For them, an armored SUV is just the thing to bring a situation to a swift close.
We have someone that's been involved in homicides or anything like that. we'll be the ones that serve those narcotic search warrants.
With armor plating and bullet-resistant glass, SWAT team members don't need to search for cover. They just drive it in.
Pulling up to a volatile situation in this vehicle makes you feel pretty much untouchable.
Engine and tire upgrades complete. The team at International Armoring has moved to Phase 4, concealment, ensuring the finished vehicle looks just like the original.
With all the armoring that we've already put into the vehicle, the tolerances, as you can imagine, have already kind of moved in. So there'll be a process that we'll see as they put it in. They'll take the measurements, they'll pull it back out, they'll do a little bit of trimming on it, they'll put it back in, see if it fits, pull it back out.
The first step, inserting body panels to measure the offset created by armoring. Parts are taped to avoid overcutting. If a piece is trimmed too much, it has to be scrapped and replaced.
We're actually taking each piece of interior material and we have to shrink it fractionally. Some places a 16th, a 32nd, an 1/8, quarter inch. We have to make every piece fit in 3 dimensions to go back inside and fit the vehicle.
Once the trimming is complete, the worker places the part back in the car and checks the fit.
Very important to get the correct measurements and to cut it exactly right so we don't end up with a gap.
It's a tedious but critical process that takes an average of 40 hours to complete.
So here's an example of one of the quarter panel trim pieces. We're going to look at taking about a 1/16 of an inch off this all the way along here. We've already made about 10 or 12 cuts on this same piece. And we're taking it off small amounts each time so we do not overcut it. No point in ruining a trim piece. We want it to be a perfect fit. And that's the type of detail we put into our cars.
Finally, the part fits perfectly. A fully disguised armored body section able to withstand an enemy attack without drawing attention. Replacing fixtures and mechanisms like door and roof handles completes the illusion.
Just getting everything lined up. When I put the grab handles into the screw holes is about the most difficult part.
The finished result isn't meant to impress. It's meant to go unnoticed. But the armored vehicle still has one more step to go. Final inspection. Coming up, a newly armored SUV hits final inspection. But will it pass?
When you put over 1,000 pounds of ballistic steel in a vehicle, there's always a chance for body damage.
Is that these vehicles have held up in the field. We've had over 250 attacks on our vehicles, and to the best of our knowledge, there's been over 400 people that's lives have been saved.